faced with challenges that most of you seated here are familiar with, I learned to adapt, innovate, and create solutions. Finding ourselves in an environment where there are countless number of factors that can hinder our path to success. Easy to talk about how limited opportunities are nowadays. The inflation rate feels like it's on steroids, and prices of things are soaring higher and higher from time to time. All the infrastructural constraints that feels overwhelming. So
setting goals, working
towards them and attaining them in an environment like this feels elusive as one is trying to catch the wind with a net. And the only thing I've been able to deduce from that is the fact that the normal approach to life no longer works, right? If you go by the conventional, you are just one step away from failure, such that we have a number of people that have already lost hope in even trying. So if we find ourselves in an environment where things are this complex, how do we navigate our path to us attaining our goals? Before I go into the details of that, I'd like to give a bit of a background on myself. I started my career as a software engineer about 2 decades ago. And after about a couple of years as an engineer, I transitioned into training, where I taught in various institutes in Africa and in Asia. Aside that, I launched Menaget. So Menaget is a technical talent vetting and placement firm, where we vet African talent and connect them to global job opportunities. I also lead the African Institute of Technology and Innovation, where we equip African youths with the skills they require to become global innovators. So working in this space gave me that exposure where I had the opportunity to work with thousands of people, either as a mentor or as a tutor. And doing this, I've been able to classify how people in challenging environments approach their goals and how they react when they are faced with challenges. And in this classification, I've been able to draw out 3 different classes of people. This first category of people are the ones I call the drifters. So the drifters have goals, consciously or subconsciously, but they do the barest minimum to attain those goals. In the sense, they have given up on the system. They believe the system will never work in their favor. And at the same time, they've lost that belief in themselves and their vision. So they're ready to take anything that comes their way. The problem with the drifters is they won't spend time learning enough on anything to become a well-grounded professional, whereby when opportunities come, they'll be able to hold on to it. So they continue to hop from one opportunity to the other. So if they are faced with challenges, they retreat and they get into the next thing. When they're challenged, they retreat and they get on and on and on and they waste their time. Now, the second category of people are the ones I like to call the settlers. The settlers are those that just strive to attain the medium, right, the average. And this is where the vast majority across the globe lies, even where things work and where things don't work. But the problem is, if you are in a very challenging environment, like where we find ourselves, being a settler has now become a challenging position to be, in the sense, when there are minimal opportunities available, people gradually drop into the drifters. In the sense, they slowly lose trust in the system because the opportunities are minimal and they put in that average effort. And as a result, for any failure they get the first time, the second time, gradually they become drifters. That is, they've lost hope in the system. they are beginning to lose hope in themselves, and they are ready to take anything available. Then the third category are the ones I call the go-getters. As the word implies, the go-getters aim very high, and they put in everything to work towards their goals, such that by default, they are already prepared for the obstacles that are going to come their way. They see it as part of the process, and they are ready to rise, up to any challenge they face till they hit that goal. Now, for the go-getters, the good thing about it is, irrespective of the environment you find yourself, whether it's a challenging space or is it like a place where things are softer, you will still be able to survive. And the system does not affect your own, because you've learned how to adapt to the environment you find yourself, irrespective of the challenges you face, while working towards your goal. A lot of us have different goals in life. For some of us, it's about our relationship. For some of us, it's about our career. For some of us, it's about our education. You can be in different categories with different paths in your life. For you to be able to then get to the point where you are safe, especially if you find yourself in challenging environment, you have to move your positioning from wherever position you are, whether it's settlers or dippers, to the go-getters, right? And this is not a difficult thing to do. How do you shift? I know a lot of us will be wondering, I've done my best. I've put in everything to even stay in the settler space. To get to that average level, right? And how does this guy want me to then move to the go-getters, where the goal is sky high? The response to that is, from research and experience that I've had working with people, when people shift from that space to the go-getter space, what happens is, when they're able to set a goal that is beyond what is conventionally regarded as achievable, right? It forces them to rethink their processes, their approaches towards attaining those things. And with that, you'll be able to optimize to the point where you will be able to attain those goals. In most cases, the efforts that you need to be at the settler space, that is the middle level, is the same thing you need to be at the go-getter space. It's only the fact that you've set your bar low, you're trying to work towards it, so you're not rethinking your processes. Especially in this age where there are a lot of factors, tools, information, are easily accessible. You have the artificial intelligence and stuff here and there that can help you optimize as much as you can. It's important we all reflect on whatever we set for ourselves as our goals and leverage anything we have access to or we can lay our hands on to be able to achieve these goals. Like the Yoruba proverb says, if an eagle wants to soar high, right, it should not build its nest on the ground. Thank you very much. Thank you.